Knowing that this person is not going to do this again is what is getting one of the strongest things that's getting us through all of this.
No bond for the suspected serial killer in Seminole Heights. Howell Trey Donaldson faced a judge today, handcuffed and wearing an anti-suicide smock. The family of Monica Hoffa, the second victim, says they will be at every one of his court appearances. The next one is on Tuesday.
This is a start to a process that will help us to get through this and bring justice for her and for the other victims.
If Donaldson is convicted of first-degree murder, he could face the death penalty. And the person who will determine whether the state seeks the death penalty in this case is this man, Hillsborough State Attorney Andrew Warren.
I will evaluate all the aggravating and mitigating evidence in this case to determine whether there is a legal basis to seek the death penalty.
Warren also met with the families of the victims today.
It really doesn't matter. He's gone. They can't bring him back. Money won't bring him back. Them talking about it ain't gonna bring him back.
Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn has made his feelings about the death penalty in this case very clear.
I think at the end of this, if he is found to be guilty, he should die. It's that simple.
Something to keep in mind, Donaldson's case will go before a grand jury before the state attorney makes a determination about the death penalty.
Even before the Seminole Heights case, debate over the death penalty has been going strong in Florida for quite some time. Tonight marks the annual Cities for Life protests against executing criminals. Nightside Sarah Rosario spoke to one family there pushing to end the death penalty after choosing to forgive their daughter's killer.
I spoke to 19-year-old Anne Gromer's parents. She was shot and killed by her boyfriend after an argument in March of 2010. They dated for 3 years, high school sweethearts. This is a picture of them at prom. Charged with first-degree murder, Connor McBride could have received the death penalty, but Gromer's parents pled with the state attorney to lessen his charge.
Instead of turning to anger and bitterness, we forgave him for that. And when we met with the state attorney, we worked for an alternative to sending this young man to jail for the rest of his life.
Their appeal got him 20 years in prison instead, 10 years probation. Choosing to forgive their daughter's killer, they joined the national movement to end the death penalty. Cities for Life takes place every year on the last day of November.
Over 2,000 cities around the world tonight are coming together in prayer to call for an abolition to the death penalty.
And while it's a moral issue for some supporters, others say it's more about cost and racial inequality. Let's take a look at some of the numbers according to the Florida Department of Corrections. Now, these are those numbers. According to them, there are 400 people on death row right now. And when it comes to cost, look at this. There are $51 million that taxpayers are spending per year in Florida to enforce the death penalty. That is $1 million per week. Now, the Gromers say when it comes to the death penalty, they won't bring back their daughter, and it won't give her justice. So they're turning their pain into purpose, and they're hoping to help others and change a law that they feel causes more harm to families and taxpayers than good.
To this day, I still miss my daughter. Holidays are particularly very hard for us because one of our children is always missing at the table. So it's a grieving process. It's not that we forget our loved ones, but through forgiveness, we are no longer tied to the person who caused us so much harm.